Good day, everybody. We'll get started here. It is 12 o'clock. So I'd like to welcome everyone in the gallery and those who are joining us online, and members of the media and city staff and council. I'll begin by calling to order the City of Summerside City Council budget speech of March 12th, 2026, here exactly at 12 o'clock p.m. I will call on Councillor MacDougall to move the approval of the agenda. So move. Call for a second. Councillor Cameron. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any changes, revisions, or opposition? Seeing none, we'll continue with the agenda as presented. We begin each one of our meetings here at the City of Summerside by acknowledging that the land upon which we're gathered is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Abagway is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the Indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for the past 12,000 years. With that, we will get started. I will take a just quick housekeeping note for members of council. We have Councillor Duran joining us online, calling in for purposes both of minutes and to ensure Councillor Duran and members of the public who are tuning in hear everything clearly. I just ask council to speak as best possible directly into the mic and ensure that we turn on our microphones as we try and do each time. So let's get started. On behalf of Council, I am proud to present the City of Summerside's 2026-2027 operating and capital budget. A budget that invests in young working families, supports older adults, and continues to make Summerside a fun and vibrant place to live. This budget reflects balance between growth and responsibility, investment and affordability, today's needs and tomorrow's obligations. With that, I will invite Councillor MacDougall, our finance representative and chair of our finance committee, to begin. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Your Worship. Good afternoon, fellow councillors and residents of the City of Summerside. As finance chair, I'm pleased to present the financial framework that supports this year's budget. As the mayor mentioned, this year's budget presentation is a collaborative effort by the entire council. This afternoon, you will hear directly from members of council as they speak to the service areas they help oversee and the investments that will shape our city in the year ahead. The 2026-27 budget includes a total capital investment of more than $26.7 million, a significant commitment to maintaining, renewing, and strengthening the infrastructure that keeps Summerside running every day. At the same time, I'm proud to confirm that this budget includes no increase to property tax rates. Maintaining now we got that out of the way. Maintaining affordability is critical if we are to continue investing in young working families, supporting older adults on fixed incomes, and ensuring Summerside remains a fun and vibrant place to live. In a time when affordability matters to families, seniors, and business, Council has worked diligently to maintain service levels and continue investing in critical infrastructure without increasing the tax burden. That balance did not just happen. It required disciplined planning and careful prioritization. Our revenues remain diversified and stable, 40% from government transfers, 35% from property taxation, and over 10% from wind energy sales. Additional revenues from recreation, protective services, and other municipal sources. Approximately 40% of our total revenues come from non-owned source funding, primarily through our municipal funding agreement with the province of Prince Edward Island. That agreement expires on March 31st, 2027. Any significant change to that funding structure would have a meaningful impact on our ability to deliver services at current levels. We look forward to collaborating with the province to develop a stronger, more equitable funding formula that reflects the growing responsibilities placed on municipalities. On the expense side, we continue to prioritize our core services. 22% allocated to protective services, 21.7% to recreation, green space, and culture, 19% of capital funded directly from current year revenue, reducing reliance on long-term borrowing. We are responsibly managing $5.4 million in debt servicing while still advancing major infrastructure renewal. We also recover approximately $4 million through transfers from our utilities, which helps reduce pressure on the general tax base and reflects the strength of our municipality-owned systems. It is important to recognize that with growth comes expense. As Summerside grows, so does our infrastructure footprint. More roads to maintain, more parks to service, expanded utilities to operate, and additional facilities to support. Responsible budgeting means planning, not just for construction, but for long-term maintenance and sustainability. This budget reflects careful stewardship of public dollars. It invests where necessary, plans for the future, protects affordability, and ensures Summerside remains financially strong. Your Worship, we're not simply approving numbers on a page. We're approving a plan that protects today while preparing for tomorrow. That's all I have for now as we hear from my fellow councillors, and I will now turn the floor over to Councillor Rick Morrison with the Municipal Services.
Thank you, Councillor MacDougall. Municipal Services focuses on the infrastructure residents rely on every single day. Roads, snow clearing, equipment, utilities, and the core operational systems that keep our city moving. This year represents approximately $6.77 million in capital investments within municipal services, reinforcing our commitment to maintaining and strengthening the systems that support our city. These investments include $301,000 for street resurfacing, $320,000 to replace a salt truck, $50,000 for the Culvert Connect program, ensuring proper drainage and long-term roadway protection. $6.1 million in electrical utility investments. And of course, continued investment in snow clearing, signage, street lighting, traffic signage, equipment maintenance, and year-round street operations. Our electrical investments include planning for future generator capacity, advancing local generation capability, finishing a new distribution circuit, upgrading existing circuits to support continued residential and commercial growth, investing in future generation capacity to ensure reliability and redundancy. Reliable electricity is essential to public safety, economic development, and everyday life. These investments may not always be most visible, but they are critical to keeping Summerside safe, resilient, and prepared for continued growth. With growth comes responsibility, and this budget ensures we are maintaining and strengthening the infrastructure that supports our community today and into the future.
Thank you. I'll now call on Deputy Mayor Snow. He's filling in for Councillor Justin Duran, who's online for Tech Services.
Thank you, Councillor MacDougall. Technical services plays a vital role in water, sewer, stormwater, and major infrastructure planning. Clean drinking water is the heart and soul of any community. Without it, we simply fail. It is in the best interest of the Council to continue investing in our water system, some of which is now over 100 years old. That is why we are proud to invest $3.5 million this year into strengthening and renewing this critical infrastructure. In total, technical services represents approximately $9.22 million in capital investments this year, including $3.5 million into our water system, $3.2 million into our sewer system, $1.02 million into storm sewer remediation, $1.5 million to complete the east-west corridor. These are essential investments in public health, environmental responsibility, infrastructure reliability, and future development capacity. The $1.5 million allocated to the east-west corridor represents the final phase of this important project, including the final asphalt surfacing. Completing this project strengthens connectivity across the city and supports continued residential and commercial growth. New this year, recognizing the scale and importance of these infrastructure investments, we have established a long-term capacity reserve plan. This approach helps mitigate rate shock by planning ahead for major infrastructure upgrades. When million-dollar investments are required, we are not simply absorbing those costs into single fiscal year rates. We are planning responsibly over time. Strategic infrastructure renewal today prevents far more costly emergencies tomorrow. These investments ensure our core systems remain safe, reliable, and capable of supporting the future of Summerside.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Snow. I would now call on Councillor Gary Adams, Protective Services and Communications and Tourism.
Thank you, Councillor MacDougall. Protective Services remains one of the largest components of our operating budget at $8 million. This funding supports police services, fire services, and emergency response readiness. Public safety is a core responsibility of municipal government, and we take that responsibility seriously. On the capital and personnel side, this year we are investing $5.5 million toward construction of a new fire station spanning 2 fiscal years. $478,600 for fire and police equipment upgrades, $300,000 in additional sworn officers' salaries. This will bring us to 38 of 39 budgeted sworn officers. Our goal is to reach a full complement of 39 out of 39 sworn officers by April 2027. We anticipate that milestone being achieved for the first time in years. A significant moment for our community and for public safety in Summerside. In total, this represents approximately $6.28 million in direct emergency services investments this year. While many communities across the country are struggling with recruitment and retention in policing and emergency services, Summerside continues to invest in the people, facilities, and the equipment necessary to keep our residents safe. Beyond protective services, this portfolio also includes communications initiatives. This year includes continued development of our new city website and advancing our municipal rebrand. These initiatives modernize how we communicate with residents and strengthen how we represent Summerside to visitors, investors, and future residents. We are also increasing investments in our annual Canada Day celebration to our downtown waterfront, as well as expanding our commitment to the sport and entertainment tourism sector. This generates millions of dollars annually for our local economy. These investments ensure our first responders have modern facilities, tools, and resources to serve our growing city effectively and safely, while also supporting the events and experiences that make Summerside vibrant and economically strong. Public safety and community pride go hand in hand, and this budget supports both. Safe neighborhoods and strong community events are essential if we are to invest in young working families, support older adults, and maintain a city that is fun, vibrant, and secure. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Adams. I would now call on Councillor Ken Trenholm, Parks, Recreation, and Active Living Representative.
Thank you, Finance Chair MacDougall. Recreation, parks and tourism, and active lifestyles are essential to the quality of life in Summerside. These are the spaces and the experiences that bring families together, promote healthy living, and make our city vibrant and welcoming. This year we are investing $850,000 into park and recreation infrastructure, including $677,000 in playground infrastructure featuring an inclusive structure at Legier Park, a splash pad at Lafergie Park, and a water feature at Errol Thompson's Park. In addition, $173,000 for a basketball court repairs, a new washroom at Green Shore, and a dog park on Northumberland Street. In addition, we are investing just over $1 million in active transportation and pedestrian infrastructure. $486,000 for the extension of an active transportation lane on Greenwood Drive, $367,000 and $500 for our new sidewalk and construction on Lafergie Avenue and replacement of existing sidewalks, and $150,000 dedicated to crosswalk infrastructure improvements and pedestrian safety enhancements in selected areas across the city. Active transportation investments promote safety, environmental sustainability, and healthy living while improving connectivity across our community. Sidewalks and crosswalks improve walkability, accessibility, and safety for residents of all ages, from young working families pushing strollers to older adults who rely on safe pedestrian infrastructure. We are also allocating $427,000 for boardwalk repairs, protecting one of our key tourism and recreational assets along the boardwalk, waterfront. Operational investments in recreation and culture present over 21% of our total expenses, demonstrating a strong commitment to community well-being. These enhancements make Summerside an attractive place to live, visit, and raise a family. And they support the vibrant, active community we're proud to call home. They are also a part of a broader commitment to investing in young working families, supporting older adults through accessible infrastructure, and keeping Summerside active, welcoming, and vibrant.
Thank you, Councillor Tranholm. I will now call on Councillor Nick Cameron, Arts, Cultural, Diversity and Inclusion Representative.
Thank you so much. Arts, culture, and public spaces shape the character of our city. They influence how we experience Summerside, how we tell our story, and how we welcome others in our community. This year, we are continuing to invest in strengthening our urban core and cultural identity. We are investing $290,000 for downtown infrastructure improvement related to the urban core development, continued funding for programming, events, and cultural initiatives across the city, investment into commercial artist residency hubs to be placed throughout Summerside, continued investments into public art initiatives that enhance our shared spaces. Through our $568,500 community support program, we provide funding to local organizations that deliver arts, culture, sports, and social programming throughout the city of Summerside. These organizations are essential partners in building vibrant and connected communities. We are also making additional investments into Summerside Lobster Carnival, supporting one of our long-standing community celebrations and ensuring it continues to evolve and remain relevant for residents and visitors alike. Accessibility is a key priority. This year includes an investment of approximately $100,000 to construct a new accessible entrance ramp at City Hall, ensuring greater inclusion and access to municipal services for all residents. A strong cultural sector strengthens economic development, supports tourism, and builds an inclusive, welcoming community. These investments ensure that Summerside continues to grow not just in size, but in spirit, creativity, and opportunity.
Thank you, Councillor Cameron. Now call on Councillor Norman McColman, Governance, Human Resources and Legal Services Representative.
Thank you, Finance Committee Chair MacDougall. And thank you, Councillor Cameron. Good governance ensures that all of these investments are managed transparently, responsibly, and efficiently. This year, we completed a comprehensive service level review identifying operational efficiencies and cost savings of approximately $403,000 that will be incorporated into the 26-27 year budget. This work ensures we are delivering services effectively while respecting our taxpayers' dollars. At the same time, we recognize that maintaining strong municipal operations requires investing in our people and organizational capacity. This budget includes targeted investments in succession planning, staff development, and strategic new hires to ensure continuity, expertise, and long-term sustainability with our organization. Overall, the budget includes $5.1 million in administration expenses covering finance, human resources, information technology, communications, legal services, and City Hall operations. In addition, we are modernizing our internal systems through $125,000 for the development of an information technology and artificial intelligence master plan, positioning the city for smarter, more efficient service delivery. $245,000 for IT hardware upgrades, improving efficiency, security, and reliability across all departments of the city. $90,000 for City Hall renovations and preventative maintenance, ensuring our facilities remain functional and accessible. Strong internal systems allow us to serve residents effectively while ensuring compliance, accountability, and long-term planning. Investing in governance, technology, and organizational capacity strengthens every department across the city and supports better service delivery for our community.
Thank you, Councillor McColman. I will now call on Deputy Mayor Corey Snow, Economic Development and Growth Representative.
Thank you, Councillor MacDougall.
Growth Representative.
Economic growth remains a central priority to our council. We made a clear commitment to revitalizing our downtown. We struck a working group that includes community members, business leaders, and stakeholders, and together we made downtown transformation a priority. In this budget, Council has set aside $1 million to support actions that may arise from recommendations of our Downtown Transformation Committee that are currently under consideration. As those recommendations are reviewed and, if approved by Council, we have ensured that the funding is available to implement them. This reflects our commitment to revitalizing and transforming our downtown in a responsible and strategic way. Council's direction is clear. We are prepared to act if recommended projects meet our goals and priorities. By setting these funds aside now, we can move forward without having to wait for future budget cycles. At this stage, no specific projects are predetermined. Should circumstances change, Council will meet, determine, and the appropriate use of these funds decided. This approach puts our money where our mouth is, demonstrating our desire to revitalize and strengthen our downtown while ensuring decisions are made transparently and responsibly. Beyond the downtown, this budget includes major infrastructure investments that directly support business attraction and expansion, including continued investment in our utilities. Our reliable electric utility, strengthened water and sewer systems, and strategic transportation investments position Summerside competitively within Atlantic Canada. Growth does not happen by accident. It must be supported by infrastructure, planning, financial stability, and the budget does exactly that. We are not simply maintaining our city, we are preparing it for the next generation of opportunity. That opportunity is about building a city where young working families can put down roots, or older adults can age with dignity, and our downtown and waterfront remain fun, vibrant, gathering place for everyone.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Snow, and thank you to all my fellow councillors. Your Worship, the 2026-27 budget reflects a city that is forward-thinking, disciplined, and responsible. We are investing more than $26.7 million in capital infrastructure, prioritizing public safety, renewing aging systems, supporting recreation, arts, and tourism, strengthening governance, positioning Summerside for continued growth. At the same time, we remain mindful of affordability and long-term sustainability. This budget is about balance between today's needs and tomorrow's responsibilities. On behalf of the entire Council, I want to thank our CAO, Finance Director Kristen McDonald, and her finance team, our directors, and all of city staff for their tremendous work that went into preparing this plan. Your Worship, Summerside continues to grow because we plan carefully, invest wisely, and work collaboratively. And with this budget, we are confidently moving forward together into the 26-27 fiscal year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor MacDougall, and all of Council. At this time, I'll open the floor to comments from members of Council. I'll begin with Deputy Mayor Snow, and then we'll proceed in order, Councillor McColman, Councillor Adams, and so on and so forth, and conclude with Councillor MacDougall. Deputy Snow. Thank
you, Your Worship. I'd like to start by thanking Finance Chair Bruce MacDougall, Director of Finance Chris McDonald, CAO DeRoger, all department directors and staff for their effort, time, and commitment to the 2026-27 budget. To my fellow councillors, thank you. The time we all put in debating budget items, advocating for priorities, and ensuring fiscal responsibility for our city is significant. Although we do not always agree on every aspect of the budget, and items we might see in there, we all do focus on making sure the budget aligns with the best interest of our city and its residents. I'm very happy to see significant investment in our core services and also investing in making sure the city is fun, vibrant, while investing in the young working families and older adults that call Summerside home. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Snow. Councillor McCollum.
Thank you, Your Worship, and I would also like to thank Councillor MacDougall as the Chair of Finance, as well as all of the staff, Director Kristen, and all of the Financial Department staff that have put this work together on behalf of Council. I just wanted to echo the point that the opportunity of building a city where young working families can put down roots, older adults can age with dignity, and our downtown and waterfront remain fun, vibrant gathering places for everyone. And I think during the budget process, that was something that Council tried very hard to keep in mind. We are very mindful of the many nonprofit organizations that contribute, support, and add to the strength of our community, and we appreciate that very much. We also work hard to spend city taxpayers' dollars from our residents in order to spend them in places where it's very strategic and needed, and we try to be wise in doing that. As well, we wanted to enforce the fact that we do try to listen to the needs, the concerns, and the asks of different groups and the people within our community. And I do believe that our 26-27 budget does reflect on listening to those points from people. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McCollum. Councillor Adams.
Thank you, Your Worship, and thank you to Councillor MacDougall for the budget. Budget season is never an easy time of year for anyone. As a council, we empathize with everything our residents are experiencing right now. Times are tight, and we are all feeling the pressure. Thank you to directors and staff for cutting back their budgets before it even came to council. That made the decision that much easier, so your cooperation there was much appreciated. Thank you to CAO Kristen, and finance staff. You got a little hump there, yeah. Your promotion. I missed my comma. CAO, Kristen, and finance staff for another budget process. Appreciate the support that was shown to council. I want to also shout out to Ward 8 residents. Thank you for your patience. Ward 8 has seen an incredible amount of development over the past couple years, especially last summer, and development in different areas in Ward 8. So your patience during the delays and traffic and so on is much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Adams. Councillor Morrison.
Thank you, Your Worship, and thank you, Councillor Adams. I, too, would just like to thank the team for working so hard to come up with this budget. I think they did a great job, which of course includes Finance Director Kristen, CAO JP, and our financial wizard Bruce. Anyway, I want to thank all the directors. By the time everything gets to us, I mean, there's still a lot of work to do, and I'd like to thank the rest of the councillors too. It's quite a project. It's certainly a learning curve and quite an experience, and most people should try it. It's very interesting, but I think under all the conditions that we work under and with the staff and stuff that we have, that we've come up with a really good plan moving forward. I really like it personally, and I think it'll do wonders for us down the road. So just all the staff and everybody here, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Morrison. Councillor Trenholm.
Sure, thank you. This is my second budget, so the first one I can say I took more of an observer role. I was like, I have no idea what's happening here, and I think the second time around was quite. I think it was, in my opinion, it was amazing. I think I had a little more active role, but seeing everything take shape, and I think under our new CAO able to see the budget, maybe it's a little more transparent, I would think. And so I think that's really purposeful for council, and I think having the directors and the staff come step up, I think it was a I think the process from year 1 to year 2, to be honestly, just blew my mind. So I appreciate all that support that came from staff and also fellow councillors and the mayor and the CAO and staff. I mean, it's a wonderful process to play out, and yes, recommend anybody to give it a shot there, councillor. So I guess for me, this budget really speaks to, I think, listening to the residents. I think what Norman McComb was talking about, Councillor McComb talking about, I think that speaks widely and clear. We did a park survey, and if I look at the park survey, some of this is implemented, looking at an accessible leisure a feature, looking at a water feature at Errol Thompson and a splash pit at Lafergie. I can guarantee you that there's many kids out there and community members that are jumping and dancing right now. And I think also, even though we're still in the process of finalizing the seniors engagement process, I think some of that was featured also in the recommendations, which council as a whole have approved. Addition of some crosswalks, Lafergie Avenue, putting a sidewalk on there warms my heart to no ends. And a washroom at Green Shore. There's many things we could talk about, but if I look at how we as a city and as a staff and as a council have listened to the residents, those would be my points, and I really appreciate that and appreciate us listening and appreciate people having an open mind to hear what we have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Trenholm. Councillor Cameron.
Thank you so much. I also want to thank staff for the tremendous amount of work that goes into preparing for this budget while still maintaining day-to-day job duties. And I know that it's not easy, and it's a lot of work for when it already comes to us, that we have a lot of information in front of us. So thank you guys for getting that to us so efficiently. And also thank you to all of council for being open and collaborative. And again, this year making a strong devotion to accessibility so that all residents and visitors can really truly experience Summerside to its fullest. I think that it is nice to sit on this side of the desk and know that we have a group of people who are committed to making sure that everyone in our city can experience everything that we have to offer. So I want to thank you all for that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cameron. I'll go to Councillor Duran. If Councillor Duran, you're there with us too?
I'm still here.
I'm going moving to you, Councillor Duran, to provide any comments you want, if you can.
Okay, yeah, no, I just want to say that I'm very pleased to have gone through this again, and I'm certainly very supportive of this 2026-27 budget. Makes a lot of, I think, very meaningful investments in the things that our residents use every day. Our parks, our playgrounds, our active transportation network. So it's great to see that, not to mention the pathway up Greenwood Drive, north of Pope Road. I was so happy and proud to be able to have that in our budget this year. The critical work of renewing our infrastructure and our water, our sewer. I know some of those areas, some of the systems in some areas are more than 100 years old. So it's so great to have everyone's support and continuing to do that work. Not to mention the fire hall. Certainly so proud to see progress on that. And yeah, just thank you to our CAO, JP, and our finance director, Kristen, and all of the directors who were so prudent in preparing their submissions and answering so many questions that we had along the way. And thank you to Finance Chair Bruce and to all of you for making the process so fair and quite frankly, very enjoyable. I think this is a balanced and a responsible budget, and I'm proud to support it and be a part of it. And there's an election coming up in November, and I hope to be so lucky to be doing this all again next March.
Thank you, Councillor Duran. I'll pass it over to Chair of Finance, Councillor MacDougall. Councillor?
Thank you, Your Worship. As you can probably tell by my Arctic blonde hair, I've seen a few budgets passed here in the chambers, and this year we changed the format a bit, and I've been really pleased with it. I figured, the mayor and I had a conversation and how we'd like to change it up, and you know what? We're all around here pounding the tables trying to get what we what we need and for our residents, and so we work at this together. So it's very fitting that the council members shared in the presentation of the budget. So I was very pleased with that. So just a great big thank you to CAO and Kristen and the staff and all our directors. These budgets don't just happen, because there's many hours spent in the background, and Kristen is a prime example. I don't think she turns that switch off. But anyway, we're very fortunate to have the staff that we have in Summerside, and this is a good budget. You know, it's a very balanced budget, and you know, lots of times we're trying to put square pegs in round holes. Well, we're still doing it, but it's just got a little easier with the process and the work of directors and the staff. So I just want to thank everybody for that. And before I sit down, we have a CAO, DeRozier over there that can't speak a whole lot because he's lost his voice. So he asked me to pass along a great big thank you to Kristen, her finance team, directors, and all staff in the city that helped make this day possible. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor MacDougall. I guess I get the opportunity to provide final closing remarks, and I'll try and keep them relatively short as well. Thanks, of course, to our CAO, the Director of Finance, the finance team, and the directors, many of who are here today in the gallery, and the teams that you work with every single day. Thanks, of course, to all of council, and to echo Councillor MacDougall's comments, it was wonderful to hear the budget presented from each one of you, because it is each one of you that helps contribute to put something together for all of us. Councillor MacDougall, Chair of Finance, excellent job. Well done. I'm glad we got through it without a podium propped up by boxes of cookies this year, which was slightly distracting last year. But congratulations, it is a wonderful budget. And on a personal note, I couldn't think of a better group around this half circle and within this municipality and within the city to build a community together with. Cities are interesting creatures. They change, they move, they evolve. They're made up of all sorts of different parts. Each one is as unique as individuals that make them up. But they're also a reflection of the community that's put them together and that carries them forward. And I couldn't be prouder or more humbled by the opportunity that I have here in this chair, and that I think we all have to contribute and to serve to this city we love and the people that we share it with. This budget is in many ways, in my eyes, a culmination of a number of budgets. I think if you read the last 4 budgets all together, they all fit together. They build off of one another. This council has set its priorities and its course and given itself a wide enough path to be able to move and to adjust as times change and things are uncertain. But we've stayed the course with a big vision and delivering the small things that matter for people every day in their life. So thank you to all of you. It is wonderful to build a safe, vibrant, and fun place to live here in the beautiful city of Summerside. And with that, I will adjourn our meeting. Thank you, Council.